Um, it's a lovely day outside. I'm gonna take a walk outside later. But I wanted to talk about this list of the most perfect woman in the world, and it's backed by science, which is the funniest thing of all things. And I don't know. I wasn't insulted about it. I kind of laughed at it, but at the same time, I feel like this does need to be talked about. Number one was Bella Hadid. Number two was Beyonce, and I think number three was Ariana Grande. And they had these numbers about, these facial features and everything is like the most perfect woman. So, you know, in science eyes, the most perfect woman is probably Bella Hadid. Now, I'm just a fat nigga from Maryland, so a lot of y'all gonna look at this. It's like, why are you giving your opinions on this? And you wouldn't get any of these women on your best day and all that other shit. So we already get that out of the way. Listen, even if I did have the options to scoop a Bella Hadid, let's just say that she's not my type anyway. I honestly find Bella Hadid very average looking. I don't see what other people see in it, but as far as white girls go, I've seen prettier white girls in the military than Bella Hadid. Now, I'm not saying she's not ugly, because I'm pretty sure someone's going to depict me saying she's ugly. I just think she's average. And I've said this, and anybody that's probably known me and know me on the Truman, I done said this many a time. Some of the most beautiful women I met on the Truman. First thing I want to say is where did I watch it from? I watched it from Lovely T, and she had this point that I thought it was kind of right too, that these things were very, very based on European features. And even though Beyonce was number two, I wouldn't say she has some European features because, I'm both a mama daddy black. But if you really looked at the numbers, and I think she was second, but her numbers was lower. Some of their numbers was like in the 80s, whereas someone's like Ariana Grande and Bella Hadid was like 90, mid 90s to above 90. So it shows, it kind of like, how can I say this? Bias. It did have a towards of biasness towards European features, as a lot of black women say that a lot of black women say that a lot of people are looking at European features. Let me tell you, me growing up, I used to watch America's Next Top Model. One of my favorite people was Takara. I thought Takara was a very beautiful woman. Like, for real. Like, I wonder what happened to Takara, but when I looked at Takara, I damn near fell in love. The girl, the whole song Grapevine, Ashley Acuna, I think she's a very beautiful woman. Lupita Nyong'o, I really think she's a very beautiful woman too. Like, and there are white people I find very, very attractive. Like I said, this one, when I was in the military and I was in HT, it was a DC man, and I'm not gonna say her name, but this DC man girl is probably one of the most beautiful women I've ever seen, black or white. And they had a couple of bad ones in there in that DC division. Like, there was our HT women had some beautiful ones too, but I'm not gonna lie to you when I said some of them DC women were very gorgeous. But let this be known, if anybody looking at this, and this is probably beating a dead horse, beauty is subjective. I don't think you should put the fact that you're using science for this is really kind of stupid. And I may have to read later on what we really tested on, because if it really goes into beauty standards, how many black women besides Beyonce are on there? Because Beyonce, she has black features, and I think she has European features, even though Creole is mostly like black. But but I feel like white people will pass on her. Now, there was a time when people was looking at Lupita Nyong'o as a most beautiful woman, and as beautiful as I think she is, I do feel like some of them were pandering to him. I think a lot of people, when they look at some black women, I think Issa Rae is beautiful too. If I'm really attracted to dark skinned women. I think Lovey T, who I watched it from, is very beautiful too. Like, I'm very attracted to dark skinned women. If you might kind of like catch my kind of preference, but I don't think science should have been needed on this. Like I said, beauty's on the skin deep, but there's always been, like, I remember Maxim always had these 100 hottest women, and a lot of them was white. Now, you get your sprinkle of black on there, maybe even in the top, a couple of them in the top 10. I know Halle Berry ran that list a couple of times. You get your sprinkle of black, but, just because, I think what I want to say is just because that's their level standard of beauty, it doesn't have to be yours. I think if a lot of people was based, if we had to base our women off of this damn science list, I probably would never follow it, because I don't know what it is about Bella Hadid. I really don't. I've looked at her, and like I said, I couldn't get her if I tried anyway. But at the same time, she's not my type of woman I go for. So, take it. So, people, whoever's watching this, take it how you want. Like, and is Beyonce? Am I angry that Beyonce was like number 2? No, Beyonce is a religion. I'm pretty sure the Beehive will be mad, but Beyonce is a very beautiful woman, and you kind of like saw it. Even though everybody in Destiny's Child was beautiful. Like, Kelly Rowland is beautiful. LaToya Luckett is beautiful. Michelle Williams is beautiful with her clumsy ass. I don't know. Just if I was y'all, I would. If anybody was looking at this, I'd take it as a grain of salt. So, I don't really. I don't know. I don't think I've ever swooned over white women in my life. Not being racist and none of that other stuff, but I don't think I've ever swooned over white women like I've done with black women. Nah, except for the one DC man that I used to know in the Navy, because I never told her in person that she was beautiful, but my friend dated her, and I told her many times. I said, "Yo, she's probably one of the most beautiful people on the ship." I think that's the closest to me swooning over a white woman ever. But other than that, black women, don't pay attention to this list. I feel like I don't know. When I think of this, I think of the list I made like years ago, and it's on my page on Skin and Fly, and you gotta look back years ago. I used to have these top 5 beautiful black women, and I kind of like separated them by like dark skin, like brown skin, and light skin. Like, I remember that. And I remember a woman, she was looking on it, and she asked me, like, why did I separate them and then just kind of like put them all together. And I told her, one, and she follows me on Instagram too, and the comment is on there if you really want to look at it. I said, 1, because I can, and 2, I separated them because, you get your each, like, to know that each, if I'd have just gave a top 5 black women, it would have been very biased and probably very dark skinned. Maybe except for Alicia Keys, because I swooned over Alicia Keys many a times. But it would have been like real biased to like one set, and you'd have seen my preference, and then I felt like a lot of people would have been like, oh, so you just only like dark skinned women, you don't really appreciate light skinned women like that. Like, so I wanted to make sure I don't leave nothing out. So I feel like so I broke it up in each section to give each section the love they deserve. So like, I have my top 5, and then like I have these honorable mentions, and I like explain why do I think they're beautiful. Like, and now if I expect you to follow that criteria, no. But at least it gives you like what I think of these black women. I just want to appreciate black women by every skin tone there is. Be mindful, I didn't know who Lupita Nyong'o is, if you want to talk about Lupita Nyong'o. But And I wasn't that much into wrestling because I had to put Naomi from WWE on there because she's a very beautiful woman too. But enough about me rambling. It's been 10 minutes. Half of the time, I'm not gonna lie to you. When I do these videos, half the time, anytime it goes over 10 minutes, I go, "Damn, I must have really been talking." You be amazed, like every time I do this, like how fast 10 minutes is just go. Because sometimes I feel like I'm talking for like 5 minutes and then it's just going 10. So, in order for me to stop rambling, what do you guys think? What do you guys think about that list and it being backed by science? Do y'all feel like the list is really accurate? Do y'all think Bella Hadid is gorgeous and I'm out of my fucking mind? Which you can say that. Like I said, I'm just a fat nigga from Maryland. Who would you think is the most perfect? Who would you think is close to perfect or the most perfect woman that you have ever seen? Let me know. Till then, my name is Eskino Fly and I'm out. Peace.